Hello, and welcome to the Fresh Air Show. What is up, guys, and welcome to episode 4 of the Fresh Air Show.
Hello.
I had an intro planned there, but I guess we're gonna have to wait till 5 to do that. But enough about that. It's been Easter and April Fool's Day. How has it been for you two?
Uneventful.
Somewhat interesting. How about you?
Pretty good. Thankfully there were no cruel Easter and April Fool's Day pranks on the same day.
Ooh.
But in terms of April Fool's Day pranks, which ones have you pulled off that you're particularly proud of in your lifetime?
I think the best one I can think of, for probably won't sound that amazing. A couple of years ago at work, I told people they were going to start taking half of our payout to pay for charity, and people believed me.
Wow.
That's the evilest thing I can imagine.
I was like, we get no say in it. They're taking it out, and we have to put up with it. And the guy went wide-eyed. The only problem with me is I never keep April Fool's jokes going. I usually just go, nah, I'm just kidding. But I shouldn't. I should try and let these things flow because it should be so cruel. And yes, I should try to.
See how long it takes for something to go on fire.
Exactly.
Oh, speaking of April Fool's Day pranks, I think Dudley will know this one. Basically, about a year ago, in terms of my reactions to Doctor Who, I was on a bit of a hiatus, because I was doing, like, Sarah Jane Adventures, and everyone was constantly asking me, oh, when's Doctor Who reactions coming back? That's the only reason I watch you, blah, blah, blah. And so, the due date was coming to when I would react to Doctor Who again, and it turns out it was going to be April Fool's Day. And so basically, and this is a true video that's up on my channel currently, it was meant to be my reaction to season 5 of Doctor Who with Matt Smith, the first few episodes with him in it, and it's basically just me going, welcome back to a brand new series of April Fool's Day! And I just had a green screen Rick Astley pop up on the screen going, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you... And the rest of the 20 minutes of that video was just a still shot of me saying, you know, I'm sorry for getting your hopes up, but, you know, send in your art soon or I'll delay this episode even more.
Sorry, not sorry, lol.
Yeah. Which...
sorry. Well, yeah, like, people were waiting for me to finish chapter 6, and I was thinking of our, like, mine and Fresh's collab. And, I was thinking about saying to you that chapter 6 was up on YouTube and I was going to do a Rick roll to you. But I thought, oh, it'd be nice, I won't do that. That could be a bit cruel.
Yeah. I am starting to sort of regret that joke because it seems a lot of my fans are defecting over to you and teaming up with you just to get back at me and our series Fresh vs. Snake stuff.
Yeah, I won't spoil anything, but that April Fool's joke will be coming up again. That's all I'm going to say.
What about you, Ryan? What jokes have you played that you're proud of?
The only joke I can really remember fresh in my mind was when I was maybe 9 or 10 or something.
Right.
And it was basically... me and my brother got a bunch of newspapers and taped them all together, like all of the pages, so that it was like one huge sheet.
Oh boy.
And then we just put it outside of my mum and dad's bedroom door so that when they woke up, they would open the door and it would just be a wall of newspaper.
Brilliant.
It was a very basic joke, but 8-year-old me was very proud and thought it was hilarious.
Nice. Speaking of jokes, this story actually happened pretty recently, and basically, as lovely as our house is, it's in a bit of an awkward position because the back garden is on a slope, so there's not that much room, and the front garden is on like a corner, so kids have a habit of walking through the grass and not acknowledging the pavement. And so I came out of the kitchen one day and I looked out the front window to see, yep, it's home time. I can see these kids walking through our garden as usual. Like, yeah. And I'm always saying to myself, we need to grow a freaking hedge, because a hedge is just impassable, whether you want to get over it or around it or not. Anyway, but we don't have a hedge, and kids were walking through the grass. And there's this one blonde-haired kid that I saw, and he was up really close to our house. Like, he was cutting through the grass, like, he was right up next to the window. I'm like, oh, jeez, good grief, this kid is taking a real risk. And then, I look out to the side, and I see, wait a minute, this kid's heading towards our door. What's he doing? And something clicked, and I thought, I know what this kid's up to. He's gonna try and ding-dong ditch us. Because at the same...
classic.
Yeah, because at this point in time, we'd recently installed a new doorbell, and at the same time, I was kind of excited to have people test it, but not for ding-dong ditching, and so...
Tell me when you rang it, it didn't go, never gonna give you
No, but believe me,
Oh, that's fantastic.
believe me, there are like 20 different audio options for our doorbell, and there's like... I actually can't remember most of them, but I might do a little tutorial on them at some point. Anyway, so this kid, I knew what he was up to. He was going to try and ding-dong ditch us. And so, just as he clenches his fist to try and knock on the door, I knock on the window. And I just sort of gave him like this stern look and gestured with my thumb out of the garden as if to say, beat it! And he just legged it off around the corner. Oh, I felt so proud.
And then he was forever scarred for the rest of his life.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So close yet so far. Imagine if you could change doorbells, like you change your ringtone. You can just like, okay, what song do I want to have playing when someone talks to me today?
Knock, knock, open up the door as well.
Especially if you could set it so that when it rang the doorbell, it played a specific tune depending on the person. So you could be like, oh, they're here.
Oh god darn it, it's grandma.
Or, I don't know why this is so funny, but imagine changing, like, a doorbell's ring to, like, the knocking of a door, so you just press the button, it just goes, you know?
That would be quite funny.
But, yeah, Easter was on the same day as April Fool's, and I thought, what cruel pranks could parents pull on their kids? And I actually saw this post on Facebook where it actually... basically it showed like small chocolate eggs wrapped in foil, and they were taking out the chocolate eggs and replacing them with grapes.
Yes! My parents were saying about that. I was about to say that story as well.
I think
that was a horrible idea.
I think that's probably how vegans celebrate Easter. They just wrap up watermelons in tin foil and say, here you go.
I've heard
Thank you so much, it's
Oh.
Yummy,
Yeah.
Mommy.
I've heard there's a Halloween prank which you could use on an April Fool's Day. It's like you take a toffee apple, but instead of it being an apple on the stick, you put an onion on the stick.
Oh.
That is tragic.
Oh, that must taste horrible.
I bet that's enough to make anyone cry, right, guys?
So yeah, Easter came along, and we were over at our cousin's house, and my niece Leah, she's a bit of a party planner, and so she often prepares a lot of activities for the other kids and adults at the Easter parties. And I remember this story because my parents begged me to put this on the podcast. And basically she had put up like this board which was basically pin the tail on the rabbit. So it's basically just an Easter version of pin the tail on the donkey. And we were sticking our rabbit's tails all over the place, and my gran suddenly cut in at one point and said, why are we sticking these things on a pufferfish? And I'm like, where do you see the pufferfish? And there's going to be a picture of this up on the screen for those of you who are watching it on YouTube, but apparently if you take away the ears in the rabbit's body, you can see a pufferfish. Fish! Personally, I don't see it, but what on earth? How can a pufferfish exist on the grasslands? Tell me that.
So we've gone from Venus flytrap butterfly hybrids to pufferfish rabbit hybrids.
Oh,
Tune in next podcast where we mix up.
Oh, jeez. So Easter's been pretty good. A lot of the eggs.
Rabbit.
Yeah, we talked about the Tooth Fairy before. So how have things been with the Easter Bunny throughout your lives?
I don't think it's like a lot of these. I never really feel like I believed in them at any point. I mean, I guess I never thought about it at an early point. I thought, there's no such thing as magic in the world. Why should I believe in magic animals?
Oh.
That sounds really depressing.
Oh, definitely. At one point I was a little bit like that, but I remember one Easter I tried to prove the Easter Bunny's existence. So, have you ever seen any of those videos on YouTube where it's, so apparently, like, Santa being caught on tape delivering presents?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I, with the help of my dad, we got, my grandpa's video camera, and we set it up under a blanket on an armchair to try and see if the Easter Bunny would arrive. And here's an example. Here's how the recording went. We went to bed. The camera was running overnight, and slowly but surely, Easter eggs and other goodies would suddenly boop 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 suddenly appear on the couch that we were filming. And I'm like, wait, this can't be the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny would show up delivering all this stuff. And so... Unless, but...
Easter Bunny was a ghost!
Oh god, Ghost Bunny! But no, apparently... I should
Bunny Project.
Oh god.
Oh god.
I should say at this point, me and my brother were sort of really into this project of, let's try and find out what the Easter Bunny looks like and show the world, and we actually put down like several sort of toys like in the living room to sort of see how they would react to like the Easter Bunny. Like We had like a little duck down there, we had a stuffed dog, and yes, there was a rabbit there. And right near the end of the footage where all the eggs have been put on the couch, you just see like these two bunny ears like rising up into view of the camera, and then they suddenly drop. Like 5 seconds later, you see a little rabbit snout slowly rise up and sort of acknowledge the camera was there. And 5 seconds later, the lights go out.
Pufferfish.
No, it wasn't a pufferfish. It was not a pufferfish that showed up. 5 seconds later, the lights go out.
That'll be a plot twist.
5 seconds later, the lights go out, and we just see, like, the toy rabbit that we had put down that night. It suddenly came into the camera's view and just dropped lifeless to the floor. And when we came downstairs the following morning, we saw, like, the toy rabbit, like, on the floor, on its back, where we had been filming, and I'm like, the Easter Bunny brought it to life! He helped us! He helped deliver the eggs!
Did it then turn around and look at you and go, there are no strings on me?
Oh, God! Oh, if that had happened, oh my God, that would have traumatized me. But I was like, Easter Bunny brings toys to life. This is unbelievable. So yeah, that was pretty
While
triumphant.
your dad is hanging back, trying not to laugh.
Yeah, me and my brother were pretty triumphant, and we were just laughing at the footage, and it was glorious.
That's sweet. So this Easter then, how were people's egg collections, chocolate egg collections to be more precise?
Oh, it was pretty good. I know for a fact that me and Rowan both treated each other to Easter eggs.
Yeah, he gave me one on the last day of college, and I was not expecting that. Like, I was like, "Oh, hey Dan, what's up?" And he was like, "Surprise!" And I'm like, "Oh, I did not know we were trading Easter eggs." And then I felt inadequate as a friend because I didn't give him one. So then,
You literally
the day
cycled
after, I
to
went-
my house.
yeah, next day I go to the nearest shop, buy an Easter egg, and then I stalk his several social medias to find out where he lived, put it in a navigation, and I just cycled to his house. Like, don't ever make me feel inadequate as a friend again.
Oh, but
What?
yes, Dudley.
Oh, sorry. Well, usually I'd get a milk chocolate egg at least, and this year so I asked my parents if I could have a Lindt cookies and cream Easter egg, because if you ever had one of those, they're really nice. But because they couldn't find one, they got me a white chocolate one. So, which I do like white chocolate.
All right.
But I thought, this is strange. I was like, yes, well, I had a white chocolate egg instead.
Lindts, if you live in the UK, that is the best when it comes to holiday chocolates. And what I actually tend to do is, because when you think about it, once all the Easter eggs are gone, there's no free holiday candy for 5 months until Halloween comes back round. And so what I tend to do is, I often tend to hide like the last Easter egg or chocolate bunny that I have, and just wait until the middle of July to say, the last chocolate bunny of the year, it's all mine.
Good idea, actually.
Yeah. Not gonna say where it is, because chances are my parents or my brother are gonna be looking for it. I like going to the Easter Vigil Mass, because even if I don't go to church every Sunday, I like going to the special holiday masses, because there's often times different things going on. And if you've ever been to the Easter Vigil, it's basically the one where you start outside and there's like a fire going on and everyone lights candles. And the mass went on pretty well, but there was like this Christian group there who were like supplying all the music and the backing vocals for all the hymns and such. And there was one guy in that choir who was just driving me crazy because every time he would have to say the word name, he kept pronouncing it as Nam. Like, Jesus is his Nam. I'm like, ugh, say it normally. It makes me wonder.
Learn to English.
Like, it makes me wonder if he talks like that all the time. Like, oh, do you want to play a game?
Hi,
I'm
my
so
name
glad.
is Daniel.
I'm so glad you come. So, yeah, I was like, ugh, sing it like the rest of us. I get that maybe your Christianity like makes you pronounce it that way, but you know, we're all saying it as name.
You're saying religion affects your pronunciation of words?
Oh, gee.
That's a new one.
That's an interesting. The conspiracy theories begin.
Yeah, a lot up there with the flat earthers, like that that annoy me. Yeah, flat earth believers are pretty annoying. Like even if you're a sole believer of the flat earth, it's still physically impossible because how can the earth be flat if there are all these mountains and hills and deep gorges? The earth will never truly be flat. If we'd all be flat, I could see Antarctica from my bedroom window, for God's sake.
Indeed.
Well, I mentioned conspiracy theories. There's a conspiracy theory that the moon landing didn't exist, and it was filmed in America, and so people haven't actually seen it from space. But we've seen the video footage of rocket trips and stuff, so we know it's round, right, guys? There's no way you can deny it now, unless, I don't know, I can't think of a good argument. So
It's 2-dimensional.
Yeah, if the Earth was flat, if the asteroid that collided with the Earth knocked out killed off the dinosaurs, it would literally be like
the Earth like a plate.
Yeah, it would literally fling the dinosaurs out into space and onto Mars. But think, people, think.
What I do whenever someone presents me with a ridiculous conspiracy theory, what I do is that I present an even more ludicrous theory and accuse them of covering up the truth. Like, oh, the moon landing was fake. You believe in the moon?
Why are there no flat Mars conspiracy theories?
There's a question.
You're listening to The Fresh Air Show. On to the topics of beliefs. Like, I'm a pretty open believer, but that doesn't exactly mean that I believe every single religion out there. Like, I don't believe a monkey-like creature can lift an entire mountain. There's just some things that, if someone offers me video proof, definitive video proof, like, oh, hey, there's Nessie, oh look, there's a fairy, then I'll believe it. It's why I don't believe in the flat earth theory, because we've been into space, we know what the earth looks like now, so there's your proof.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I tend to watch a lot of like Monster Hunter programs, because I don't know. Even if you believe in this stuff or not, it's still pretty fascinating to learn about these
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I have family members who generally believe in ghosts, and it's hard for me.
Take me with you, Dudley. Take me with you. Because
are you in the same boat?
Well, the thing is, my dad believes in my dad believes in science and the laws of the universe, and he's one of those people that just says, "Oh, none of this is real. Don't believe everything you hear." There's a difference between having an open mind and being a jerk.
Oh, well, I was gonna say my cousin and that believe in ghosts, but I don't. So I'm like, I'm probably in the same boat as him then. But I mean, I guess I don't know. I could never bring myself to believe it. Like, what do you think?
Well, when it comes to like space and aliens, like I'm open to that because space is infinite. We can't be the only people in the universe. So
Yeah.
I actually do have a supernatural story, but I really, really want to save that for like the Halloween special.
Okay.
You are listening to the Fresh Air Show.
So, I have managed to discover the new channel of the month. And that channel is called Glove and Boots. Yeah, I think... Yeah, they're a puppet-based channel, and they are somewhat kid-friendly. Even if they have to swear sometimes, they do censor themselves. So, yeah, they're kid-friendly. It's about Fafa the groundhog and Mario the red Muppet-looking thing. And the first, believe it or not, I would never have discovered this channel if it weren't for my graphics design teacher in high school. Because back in high school when I was doing product design, I remember one free period he was looking through YouTube videos to give us an example of product design and product testing, and wouldn't you believe it, he found the first ever Glove and Boots video I ever saw. And basically, product testing is one of the sketches that they do where they look at products you see on the TV at 3 in the morning and see if they actually work. Basically, they were testing out this device called the Rotato Express. It peels fruits and veggies for really lazy people. And, yeah, Rowan's seen this.
Lazy people. Sorry.
Yeah. Rowan's seen this video, and they peel potatoes, but then they start experimenting and going a bit crazy. Like, they start peeling an egg, they start peeling a tin can, just to stretch its boundaries. And it's pretty hilarious. Their supporting cast is actually pretty fascinating as well, because there are some original characters, like Gorilla, which is basically... He has hands, so he does all the physical testing for them. There's Johnny T, the Toad, who hails from Brooklyn, and he's got a thick New York accent, and he basically talks about how you should act when you go to New York, etc. You should really check this out, Dudley, because there's bound to be some form of their videos that you'll enjoy, even if it's just their bloopers. They're pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I will. I think I'll try and look at it soon. But how many episodes would you say there are at the moment?
There must be at least hundreds of them, because they've been doing it for God knows how long.
Since your last podcast, I have looked at that video with the Hoover and the chickens, the rubber chickens.
What do you think?
And I will say to our audience, it is worth checking out. So do go and check it out if you get the chance.
Yeah. And speaking of recommended videos, I recommend you start watching Glove and Boots the same way I started out by watching it. And I suggest watching the Rotato Express testing video, just so you get an idea of what my reaction to them is like.
I will. I shall go forth and I shall bring feedback to the next podcast.
Alright.
I'm Randy Newman, and you're listening to the Fresh Air Show. I'm Randy Newman.
One last thing I want to talk about regarding Easter. This story is actually from me and Rowan's lecture in college, and it was round about the end of Easter, and his wife was preparing his lunch for him, and at the corner of his eye, he could see her putting in like a cream egg into like his lunch, and he was like, you know me too well. And when he finally opens his lunch, he opens it up and digs around for the cream egg, and yeah, he finds what his wife put in there. Was it a cream egg, do you think?
No.
Nope,
No.
it was not a cream egg. It was a Baby Bell cheese wheel. Like,
It was wrapped in a little purple packaging, so from a glance it could be mistaken for one.
and I was,
And
yeah, and he was just like, that I could, even though I don't eat cream eggs, I could feel his pain.
I'm a caramel egg person myself. To cream eggs.
I like both.
All right.
But yeah, he was. Sorry.
Sorry, now you carry on. Yeah.
He was telling me that story on the morning that it happened, and he was like, "Do you like Baby Bells?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they're alright." And he just gives the Baby Bell to me, and I'm just like, "Alright, thanks."
Yeah, he wanted nothing more to do with that. He just wanted to get rid of it. that
That Baby Bell broke his heart. He doesn't want anything more to do with it.
I had an interesting story about the just gone Easter actually. So I went on Facebook and realised, as well as it being April Fool's Day and Easter, it was also someone I knew's birthday.
all right.
So I went to their page and I put "Happy Birthday Easter Fools" or something.
Easter fools.
Because it's similar to that thing where I said, I think before, I had a friend whose birthday was on a Christmas Day. You know,
yes.
we had that. So it's like loads of events at the same time. But yeah, that was it. Really.
This next story actually comes from my uncle. And regarding my storytelling, this is likely to be 78% true. And it might have been a friend of his, but basically there was this guy who had like a hot tub somewhere, and over the past few days he had told people that, I'm going to be going on holiday. I need somebody to clean the hot tub every now and again. And his flight unfortunately was delayed, but he didn't go to his hot tub for whatever reason. And one day he goes there and he finds the hot tub is really dirty, and he finds like the filter is just horrendous condition. He was like, what on earth led to this? And so he cleans it, and a few days later he comes back and the hot tub's in the same condition as the days before. Like, how is it getting this dirty? I don't get it. And so one night he stays awake later than usual, and for whatever reason there's a light on. The light is on his porch, and from his bedroom window he can't exactly see what it is. Like, is there a fox or a deer in the garden? And so he goes out onto like his patio, and he finds this homeless tramp in the hot tub.
Oh god.
Wow.
And the tramp turns to him and he says, "Wait, who the heck are you? I thought you were on holiday." And the guy was just like, "Are you serious? This is what's been clogging up my hot tub's filter?" Now, please let this be true. I want it to be true. Like, how does a tramp know how to find your hot tub? That is ridiculous. Also, speaking of ridiculousness, what are your thoughts on WWE superstar John Cena wanting to be the host of Blue's Clues?
Oh. Yeah, I've the only thing I know of John Cena is the memes or the funny
Yeah.
YouTube videos.
And his name is John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Blue's Clues in years. I mean, I think I saw like.
I thought you were gonna say you hadn't seen it at all, and I was gonna be like, shame on you.
Well, to be fair, I might have seen like 2 episodes by chance, so I'm not better off than that, to be honest. Oh, no, wait, no. I'm mixing. You've got Blue is a dog, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is.
She is. And I think there's another show where you've got this blue pear-shaped character with like striped arms and an orange little
Boo!
hairdo.
Boo, am I right?
There's my mistake. I'm mixing up Boo with Blue.
Oh.
There we go.
But both of them are still equally good shows. But back onto that topic. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, there's going to be a new reboot of Blue's Clues, and they were hosting auditions for the show. And unbelievably, John Cena, the wrestler, was auditioning to be the host. I cannot make this up. There's pictures and footage and everything.
Literally, the only connection could be that his signature color is green, like the original host's shirt. Like, that's literally the only thing tying them.
Yeah, Kevin, or Steve if you're in America.
So the next series of Blue is going to have her wearing boxing gloves and
Oh god.
stuff.
I can just imagine, like, the whole show is gonna be, like, wrestler themed. Like, I can just imagine Cena doing, like, a five knuckle shuffle onto, like, Postbox or whatever.
Well, speaking of interesting voice actors stories, this one might interest you. Okay, so this is a Pokemon-related thing. So recently they released a game. It's called Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen adverts for that.
Yeah, and I thought, okay, this is because I'm a massive Pokemon fan, so this was like, okay, this is an interesting idea. This is like a Professor Layton, Sherlock Holmes thing they're doing here with Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
But in the game, the Pikachu talks, and there's a rumor. There's other Pikachu that talk like they usually do, but this particular Pikachu talks. I don't know why, because I haven't looked up enough gameplay. But next year, there's meant to be a Sonic the Hedgehog live-action film, and
Right.
there's also going to be a Pokemon live-action film. So I'm like, okay, about time. But apparently, the live-action Pokemon film is going to be based on Detective Pikachu,
Well,
and I thought that's a very weird, interesting direction. I'll check it out. And then,
you know what I heard?
but the funniest, this is what I'm leading to.
Oh, yeah.
The cast, the voice they've casted for Pikachu is apparently Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Restricted rated Ryan Reynolds, aka the current Deadpool, wants to voice Pikachu.
Yeah, which is why there's been a lot of fan art with Pikachu in a Deadpool outfit wielding double swords and stuff, which is awesome. But
Yeah.
Yep.
all I can say is, I'll be checking out that movie. Oh, and they better make a joke about this in Deadpool 2, or I'll be disappointed, because
you're curious about his spin-off movies. Like, I can just imagine him like in the post credits, like how he did in the first movie. Like, oh, you're curious about spin-offs. Well, guess what? I'll be taking the form of your favorite Pikachu in a live-action Pokemon movie. I don't know. I'm just trying to.
I know, like, I think in one of the trailers he's playing with toys. You could see him picking up Pikachu and like, why is all you can say your name? Soon, guys, soon. Or something.
Wow.
I don't know.
Deadpool's amazing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't talk about adult-rated Deadpool because of our rule that we've chosen to keep this podcast kid-friendly, and I've just noticed we've gone over 40 minutes. I made a promise to go 30 minutes, but Let me know what you...
It's easy to lose track.
Yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should this podcast be restricted to 30 minutes or the 45-minute mark? Personally, I want to keep it at 40 minutes because, you know, you lose track of time, and which is a pretty interesting and helpful thing to have when, you know, say if you're working, you know, your ears can listen to us while you're working on whatever.
Yeah, something to listen to while you're working. It's quite nice.
Just some white noise.
Yeah. Yeah, the white noise. What does our white noise sound like? Alright. So, yeah, leave words for us. Do you prefer 30 minutes or 40 minutes? Leave your words in the comments below or email me. I'm sure you can find my email address, I'm sure, because some of my commenters already have. So, anyway, we'll see you guys next month for episode 5 of The Fresh Air Show. Time to say goodbye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you next time when we cross this with that.
Yes. What'll the hybrid be next time? Who knows? So until next time, stay fresh. Goodbye.
Bye.
You have been listening to The Fresh Air Show. Leave a question for us in the comments below, and if you have any other words, just do the same. See you next month for a whole new slew of content.